Blackstone Audio presents The Demon Lover, a novel by Juliet Dark. This book is read by Justine Eyre. For Al, who holds the key to my heart. The Dark Stranger, Dahlia Lamotte, unpublished manuscript. Best keep your door locked, miss. The housekeeper's words came back to me as I readied myself for bed. It seemed a strange warning in a house as isolated as Lyon's Keep, where our only neighbours were sea and heath. Had there been trouble with one of the servants, perhaps with that impertinent groom with the roving eyes? Or could it be the master that Mrs. Eves was worried about? Haughty, remote William Dougal, who had looked down at me from his horse with such icy condescension, a cold look which had paradoxically lit a spit of fire from my toes to the roots of my hair. Surely not. The great William Dougal wouldn't deign to bother a lowly governess such as myself. I locked the door all the same, but left the windows open as it was a warm night, and the breeze coming off the ocean felt deliciously cool as I slid between the crisp, lavender-scented sheets. I blew out my candle and immediately noticed something odd. There was a crack of light at the bottom of the door. Had Mrs. Eves left a candle burning in the hallway for my benefit? If so, I ought to tell her it wasn't necessary. I threw the sheets off and swung my legs over the side of the bed, preparing to go investigate, but froze before my toes touched the floor. The bar of light at the bottom of the door had been split in two by a shadow, as if someone were standing there. As I stared at the door, seeking some other explanation, the brass knob silently began to turn. I opened my mouth to scream, but no sound came out. My throat was frozen with fear, as were my limbs, powerless to run from whoever was at the door. All I could do was watch as the knob turned and stopped. The door didn't open. It was locked. The knob paused there, as if whoever was turning it was deciding what to do next. Would he break the door down? Would he force his way in and then... what then? But he must have decided that breaking down the door would make too much noise. The knob silently revolved back. The shadow disappeared from beneath the door, and the light slowly faded. I let out a shaky breath, my limbs reduced to quivering jelly, now that the moment of crisis was over. Should I go find Mrs. Eves and tell her what had happened? But tell her what? That I had seen a light, a shadow, a turning knob? Already I mistrusted the evidence of my own senses, and I had no wish to look an hysterical child on my first day of service. So I crept back into bed, pulling the sheets.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?